The Knicks postgame show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Against Memphis tonight, the Knicks scored 33 points off 22 Memphis turnovers. The franchise record is 37. They scored 33. The Knicks attempted a team record 55 threes. They made 22 of them. Jalen Brunson with 32 tonight. And the Knicks are now 5-0 on this 7-game homestand as they win at 133 to 120. Great to have you with us. Bill Beal along with Wally Zerbiak. I mean, this box score is bananas. For the third straight game, and for the first time in franchise history, Wally, the Knicks score at least 130 in 3 straight games. What makes this offense so effective?
It's the freedom that Mike Brown is allowing every guy to play with, and then you accompany the fact that the ball is moving and the bodies are moving. And every player that's out on the floor, they know that they're going to get their hands on the ball. So when you're included in the offense, and the offense is very equal opportunity, everyone gets an opportunity to cut, make plays, pass, make something happen for their teammates. If the shot is there, take it. It's just so easy to play. It's so easy to play at a confident level, and it's just fun to watch the way these guys are moving the ball, sharing the ball, and making each other better. That's the key. They're making each other better.
Key sequence of the game, it was 30-30. Not for long after that. Our thrilling moment is presented by FanDuel Casino. Get your thrill on. As the Knicks from 30-30, Wally go on a 19-0 run and ultimately go up by 28.
Yeah, that was the real backbreaker for the Memphis Grizzlies. This Grizzlies team is decimated with injuries. They're going through a lot of struggles. Knicks can't feel sorry for him, and that he didn't. That second quarter performance was really, really impressive. Guys coming off the bench just ready to play, ready to attack. All my coaches used to tell me, be the attacking team. When you attack, you put the defense on their heels. You get the benefit of the doubt from the officials. And tonight, the Knicks just did not let go of attack mode. And as a result, they came away with another really good win. Grizzlies give them credit. They competed in the second half, but the Knicks walked away with another convincing victory.
Memphis cut the 28-point deficit to 10, but the Knicks were able to prevail again. 3-point field goal. Wally. The team record for makes is 24. Knicks made 22. Previous team record for attempts, 54. They take 55 and 35 more assists. So that's 5 straight games, Wally. The Knicks have had at least 15 made threes and at least 30 assists. Never before have they done that in 5 straight games. They've now done it in 5 straight games.
It's the modern day NBA. It's beautiful to watch when you have assembled the talented roster that the Knicks front office has, and then you just let them play. You don't put reins on them. You just let them go. You let them play free. You let them play confident. And the guys, you can tell, everyone, you know, Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, it looks like they have an extra pep in their step in this season. Even Karl Anthony Towns. I mean, the minutes aren't adding up, and the guys are just relishing getting the opportunity to play at such a high level. It's just really great to watch, and the consistency that Mike Brown's been talking about, because that's what makes NBA champions, we're starting to see it on a consistent night-to-night basis.
And you get the sense when they had to have a basket, who's there? Jalen Brunson. I mentioned he had 32 points, also tied a season high with 10 assists. He's doing a lot with the basketball in terms of distributing. Also had the 32 points, 6 of 9 for Brunson from downtown tonight.
And he reminded everyone in the fourth quarter that he still has the clutch gene. And when the Knicks needed a basket, they looked to Jalen Brunson, Mr. Clutch last year in the NBA. He hasn't had a lot of close games, but this game got a little close in the fourth quarter. I mean, the Memphis Grizzlies went on a run, and then Jalen Brunson came in off the bench, made some big plays, got himself to the free throw line, made a couple huge threes, and that's what great players, superstars, and anchors and captains do. And Jalen relished that opportunity. He didn't like the fact that the game got as close as it did, especially when they made their run to start that fourth quarter. But at the same time, I think it's kind of good for this team to be tested in crunch time close moments, because when you're coasting, beating teams by 20, 30, at times you need to figure out what you are in the last 5 minutes and in crunch time in a basketball game, because it's a totally different scenario. You have to see who's the guy we're going to go to that's going to make our big shots and make the big plays. Obviously, we were reminded it's Jalen Brunson. The ball will be in his hands, and he will be the guy helping close games.
All right, Wally, Monica McNutt joins us. As always, she helped call the game on the radio on ESPN New York. What was going on in the radio booth when Memphis got within 10? Be honest, Monica.
This isn't happening, right? This isn't actually going to happen. But you know what? One stat that did stand out to me when we got to that point was the Knicks had 6 turnovers for the game, which was terrific going into the fourth quarter. They had allowed 0 points off of said turnovers. You looked up, it was 10 turnovers, and they'd given up 6 points off of the 4 turnovers in the course of that run, and the ball game actually getting tight. And so it was like, all right, this isn't going to happen, is it? Not at home. It's really not going to happen, is it? And sure enough, they were able to respond.
Monica, another excellent game for the bench. You look at the bench scoring, Josh Hart with 8, 9 from Deuce, and Jordan Clarkson for the 4th time in 5 games had double figures with 13.
Yeah, we actually had a chance to talk with Jordan Clarkson in our post-game interview, and I asked him just that. You know, it's a tale of 2 months so far in this young season, having the opportunity now to double his production from the month of October. And Clarkson said what we all know to be true, even though the entire fan base in the city is super excited, this thing still takes time. And so he talked about getting more comfortable. As far as the team contribution from the bench, Pito, he mentioned that we're playing fast and that it's a lot of fun. So guys are energized and really encouraged about this new system. I just love what Clarkson has been able to give you off the bench. And of course, Deuce McBride, it was good to see him bounce back, because preparing for today's game, I didn't realize it because it was so literally quiet, that he'd put up a goose egg in the win versus the Nets. So it was good to see him get back in the scoring column tonight.
And along those lines with the bench, I thought it was very trusting of Mike Brown, Monica, when he put Yabusele in the game in the fourth quarter when Karl Anthony Towns was getting into a little bit of foul trouble. He trusted Yabusele to defend and play a very prominent role to close that game out with Jalen Brunson and a lot of the other guys out there on the floor. I think that said a lot about Mike Brown giving him very meaningful minutes at the end of that game.
I agree with you, Wally, and I think sometimes when we talk about the time that it takes, you got to be honest about that in terms of allowing the time. Gershon Yabusele is still certainly figuring out his way with this team and where he best fits, but these were certainly meaningful minutes tonight, and you can see that the effort is there. He understands this system. He's not necessarily hitting his threes terrifically, but the effort was there. He was on the glass. He's running the plays. So I agree with you. Those were important minutes. And then Karl Anthony Towns, who for the most part had 1 foul in the game, picking up 3 real quick in the fourth quarter was a little crazy. But anyway, important minutes for Yabusele.
Monica, we're showing everyone Towns plays as you take a look. He's got a double-double in every game but one. Tonight he went for 21 and 13.
And, you know, I called for it, Pito, early in the ball game because it was like, all right, we just watched you show Claxton and Clowney that they didn't necessarily have the strength, or Sarr that he didn't necessarily have the strength. I wanted to see him take Jock Landale and Santi Aldama, like see if those guys are actually going to be able to defend you. So when he started getting to the paint and really taking advantage of his size and the various tools in his tool bag, so to speak, I thought it was great because this year, so far, early, I think he's embraced a level of physicality that folks maybe clamored about last year and didn't see consistently, but I like what I'm seeing to start the season.
3 steals, 2 blocks, too, for Karl Anthony Towns. Monica, I don't care what we say about sometimes his defense. He was on it on the defensive end of the floor. And another thing I love to see was him taking that trail 3 from a couple feet behind the three-point line, just stroking that sweet-looking jumper and knocking down those triples. It looks like he's getting more comfortable in the offense.
Yeah, and the trail 3 has been a little elusive at points this season. So listen, if we walk away from this 7-game stand, y'all, and truly feel like, all right, all the guys had the opportunity to get right, to find their rhythm, to find their mojo as this team goes out into, I believe it's a 5-game road trip that they have looming to start next week. This is what you need. This is exactly what any player would want. The opportunity to be consistently at home in the place where you feel most comfortable, both in terms of what you do on the basketball court and how you rest amongst your family, to be able to put it all together. It's been a really great run.
All right, Monica, 55 threes attempted for the Knicks, most ever in a single game for them. They made 22. OG Anunoby goes 1 for 10 from downtown. If he hits 3 of them, they got a franchise record in terms of makes.
You don't have to bring that up, though. You don't have to bring that up. Just let that be. We're going to talk about 55 threes and what was it, 35 assists on, where are my numbers? 35 assists on 47 shots, which is crazy to me. But it's the way that the ball is moving. Everybody is energized, and it is truly something to savor and enjoy.
All right, Monica, have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Sounds good.